Hey everyone, this is Nicole Wolfe from Canadian Beats, and I am joined on the phone with one of my absolute favorite female Canadian country music artists, Madeline Merlo from BC. She's actually calling us from Toronto. She's busy doing lots of press for some things that we can't wait to talk to her about. So thanks for taking time from your busy schedule to talk to us today, Madeline.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Now, we are so excited, as I mentioned, to catch up with you right now. There's just so much going on in your career and some things that are some things that are not musically related that we want to share with your fans and with our listeners. So before we get into that, I just wanted to share a little bit of information for people who may not know who you are, which I highly doubt, but we'll just catch our listeners up. You were the CCMA Rising Star in 2015, and 2 years in a row, you were actually the Female Artist of the Year for the BCCMAs, which is the awards, country awards out in British Columbia. Now, she's landed two top 15 singles on Canadian country radio. What You Want to Do About It made it into the top 10, and War Paint was the number one most added country song in Canada in its debut week. So, lots going on with this lovely lady here, but we are here to talk about your country musical that was just released on the big screen, Country Crush. How cool is that?
It was incredible. It was such a crazy experience, and especially just, watching it on the big screen at the premiere was a pretty surreal time, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Now, back at Boots and Hearts in August last year, right before you hit the main stage, we got to actually watch the trailer for Country Crush, which was absolutely amazing. I don't think fans really realized what they were watching at first, but then realized, here's this beloved country music star who's now kind of doing what a lot of country musicians south of the border have done, and that's kind of, tying in acting with country with their music career. Now, since then, the movie has been released. You star alongside some pretty awesome people: Janet Kramer, Monroe Chambers, and Sophie Tweed Simmons. And we'll definitely link the trailer into our interview so that fans can check it out. Now, you play a huge role in this film. Your debut acting role, you actually play an aspiring country singer and sing on the majority of the songs in the album. And it's been said that the character in the movie mirrors your real life. So tell me about that. How awesome has it been to get a chance to do some acting?
It was a really, really big honor and an amazing experience just to be given that opportunity to portray Nancy, my character.
Mm-hmm.
I took it really seriously, and it is a film for the whole family that you can sit down with your kids and watch. But I really felt connected to my character. She's like you said, an aspiring singer as well, and she's one of those people that's really sweet, but isn't afraid to tell you what's up if you kind of cross her. So I related a lot to her, and yeah, it was just I think with music and acting, they both come from a place of emotion, but acting was a completely different experience, and I learned so much of myself as a creative individual throughout the process.
Amazing. Now, how does starring in a movie or working at, acting in a movie compare to your life as a musician, to being in a music studio or touring and on the road?
It's just different, They're both extremely challenging, and they're both pressure-filled situations. I mean, every day, we work really long hours, and I had a lot of scenes to memorize and lines, and you've got a whole crew waiting on you, and it's completely different than jumping up on a stage in front of a big crowd or working in music. But I guess they both come from places of emotion and authenticity. And in a scene, if my character is upset, I'm upset. And if I'm singing a sad song on a stage, I'm sad that day too. So I try to kind of relate anytime I'm put it back to music.
Amazing. Now, how long ago was the film created? How long ago did you do the shooting for it?
We finished filming, it was 2 years ago, I think.
Wow. And did you do was the filming done here in Canada for that?
So we did most of my scenes in Canada, Sudbury, Parry Sound, kind of like Northern Ontario area.
Mm-hmm.
Some other, it's filmed in various other places, LA, I think, so all over the map.
Amazing, amazing. And would you do it again, given the opportunity?
Yeah, I would, definitely. I mean, my character, like I said, is very similar to myself, so I was pulled a lot from my own life. It would be difficult to play a character I had nothing in common with, but I would be up for the challenge.
Amazing. Now, "Crush," which is the theme song for the movie, is a song that is on your. I'm sure it's going to be songs that you're going to be singing as you tour, which we'll talk about coming soon. And you've got an official video out for it. Now, have you performed this song on stage yet?
I have, yeah. I think I performed it last year.
Okay.
Or a couple of the shows. It's a great upbeat song and really, goes hand in hand alongside the movie. I've got 2 of my own songs on the soundtrack for the film, so that was a big honor to be involved in that music process as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can almost picture, now that the movie's out, I can really picture, those sweet little girls donned in their cowboy boots and their cowboy hats, singing along to that song on stage, which I'm sure would be an absolutely endearing experience to have. You really, through this movie, have become an idol for, young and old alike, but definitely young girls who, are wanting to follow in your footsteps. So that's got to be a real awesome position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. I really hope that people like it, and I've heard great feedback from those who've seen it. So I'm pretty excited about it.
That's great. Now, you've got another single that you've released recently, "Over and Over." Also has another amazing video out. You've been a real busy girl. Tell us about this song. What's the idea behind "Over and Over"?
Over and Over is the last single from my record, Free Soul. So it's kind of closing the chapter with a song that's about a relationship that's kind of tumultuous and needs to end, I suppose. And I think that we've all been there. And it was one of those songs that it just resonated so much with me. And when you're in that situation, the song hits you right in the heart of just being kind of stuck in that relationship. And it's resonated with other people as well. And it was actually my fastest rising single yet to date. So pretty great way to close off an album.
You bet, that's for sure. Now, also coming up, I guess at the end of April, so we're looking at, not too long from now, you're going to be touring with Mr. Dean Brody on his beautiful Freakshow tour. You've worked with Dean before. I mean, you guys have done some stuff before, but this is, I guess, your first official tour with him. And what's it like working with Dean?
Dean is incredible, and more than anything, he's such an artist and a creative person, and there's so much to learn from him as both a writer and a performer and a songwriter. And at any Dean show that I've seen in the past, you're able to see the way that he kind of captivates the audience and has them engage the entire show and really finds those moments that leave people, kind of walking out of the show talking about it. So I have a lot to learn from him, and he's so kind and so warm and welcoming me onto his tour. I'm going to be more excited to learn from him.
That'll be great. He's so down to earth. So what a great way
he really
is. For sure. So where's the tour have you going in April?
So I kick off, my first show is actually May 12th.
Okay.
In Winnipeg, and then I kind of go all the way to the coast.
Amazing. That sounds like a wonderful tour. What a great way to spend May.
I know, right?
Now, summer festival season's almost upon us, and, Canadian Beats, we are thinking about summer festival season pretty much in September when summer festival season is done. What are your plans for the festival season this year?
I've got a few really great festivals. Cavendish is a bucket list one I've always wanted to play and get to this year, right on the beach. Doing Dauphin, which is awesome, and going back to Sunfest. Sunfest was my first kind of major festival that I played, and I remember I was, right before Keith Urban when I played, and it was one of the best experiences of my performing career. So
I can imagine.
To go back to that one.
Great.
Oh, it was 20,000 people singing my song, and I just bawled like a baby on stage.
Oh man, that would have been
amazing. Yeah, it was so great.
Wow, that's so great. And then the rest of 2017, is it going to be more touring, or do you think you'll head back to studio?
I think definitely, we're coming out with a new song kind of leading into the tour in the summer, and then the rest of it's kind of going to follow. But I really want to spend a lot of time in Nashville and do some writing and really make sure that my next record and my next kind of wave of music is really authentic to myself and the best I can possibly do, and I'm just really excited to focus on creating.
You
It's great to have the opportunity to work, a lot some of the months and have some time off to focus on the creative aspect of it.
Absolutely, for sure. Now, why did you choose to become a country music singer instead of, jumping into some of the other genres that are out there?
It was definitely my mother. She's a huge country fan, and I listened to country music growing up and was really hit by just, I think, the storytelling aspect of it. I remember listening to Martina McBride, and it was also emotional, and she always made people feel something, and I wanted to do something like that. And I was just always gravitated to singing those songs, whether it was Shania Twain or Sheryl Crow or, Martina or Dolly Parton. Always country music for me.
That's amazing. I mean, country music is at my heart. I grew up on a farm, but I just, now that I'm part of the music industry, I just find our country music industry, our Canadian country family, just so close and inviting here in Canada. So what an awesome family to be a part of, for sure.
Absolutely. Everybody is so kind and so welcoming. It really is, like everybody says that, the CCMAs roll around and it's like a family reunion and everyone's like, yeah, whatever, but it's true. We're all very supportive of each other, and I think that country music has that family kind of aspect, and we're all congratulating each other on each other's successes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, normally I end with a question which I've nailed you on before because I've interviewed you before at Boots and Hearts, and normally I would ask, to describe yourself in 20 words or less. But since I've already done that with you, as a final question, I want to ask you, what are your most 3 listened to songs on your playlist right now from other artists?
Great question. I think for sure Kid Man by Miranda Lambert. It's a really beautiful song that I've been listening to a bunch. I've been listening to a lot of John Mayer with his new record that he came out. So we'll go with I Still Feel Like Your Man by John Mayer. And let's go with, who else am I listening to? Probably Maren Morris. I kind of, listened to her record like when it came out and listened to it every day, all day, and then I just kind of rediscovered, I guess, now a couple months later. So
Great.
let's go with Hard New Single. I could use a love song.
Great choices. Great choices. And good for you. I'm putting you on the spot here. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we won't keep you too long here. I know you've got, some busy times ahead. You're probably doing interview after interview. So we wanted to thank you so much for your time and speaking to Canadian Beats today. It was a real pleasure. And we will hope to catch up with you soon, hopefully on the Dean Brody tour. If not, I'm sure we'll catch you sometime this summer. So thank you so much, Madeline, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. And this is Nicole Wolfe with Canadian Beats, and we'll catch you next time.